जंग विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। जय श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी प्रभुगण की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री भासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। जय श्री श्री द्वारिका धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री बद्रिका धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय। जय कृष्ण भक्ति पदायिनी बुंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। जय गंगा मैया जमुना मैया की जय। जय जुग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय श्री श्री हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसीडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। जय श्री श्री गौर निताय कृष्ण वल्लभ राधा श्याम सुंदर ललिता विशाख जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। उपस्थित समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All goes to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All goes to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All goes to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All goes to Sri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदमह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपीकान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जयतं श्रुतोपंगर्ममन्दमतिर्गते मत्सर्वस्य पदमजो राधा मदन मोहनो। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम पदाय कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतसी नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री भासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं जत्कुपतमः वन्दे श्रीगुरु दिनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I am offering my humble obeisances at the lotus feet of all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis on this very auspicious day, occasion of the disappearance day of Jayadeva Goswami, one of the very famous poet in our Vaishnava acharyas. And I am seeking the blessings and mercy of all the listeners who are present here and also watching online. Please bless me so that I can share whatever I heard or I learned, I read on this today's verse. So today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavad Gita and the chapter 17, thus entitled Division of Faith. And today we are going to discuss verse number 13, 1-3. So kindly repeat after me. Verse number 13. Viddhihinam asraddhanam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddhabhirahitam jagyam tamasam parichaksate Viddhihena asastranam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddhabhirahitam jagyam tamasam parichaksate Viddhihenam asastranam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddhabhirahitam jagyam tamasam parichaksate. Kindly repeat. Viddhihenam asastranam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddhabhirahitam jagyam tamasam parichaksate. Any Mataji? Viddhinam asastranam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddhabhirahitam jagyam tamasam parichakshate. Mataji, anybody? Viddhinam asastranam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddhabhirahitam jagyam tamasah parichakshate. The word meaning? Viddhinam asastranam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddhabhirahitam jagyam tamasam parichakshate. The word meaning? Viddhinam, without scriptural direction. Asastranam, without distribution of prasadam. Mantrahinam, with no chanting of Vedic hymns. Adakshinam, with no remunerations to the priests. Shraddha, faith. Virahitam, without. Jagyam, sacrifice. Tamasam, in the mode of ignorance. Parichaksate is to be considered. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charan Arvinda Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki translation. Any sacrifice performed without regard for the directions of scripture, without distribution of prasadam, spiritual food, without chanting of Vedic hymns and remunerations to the priests, and without faith is considered to be in the mode of ignorance. Purport. Faith in the mode of darkness or ignorance is actually faithlessness. Sometimes people worship some demigod just to make money and then spend the money for recreation, ignoring the scriptural injunctions. Such ceremonial shows of religiosity are not accepted as genuine. They are all in the mode of darkness. They produce a demoniac mentality and do not benefit human society. Hare Krishna. So, you have been hearing this 17th chapter where Arjuna asked a question initially that why there are so many types of faiths. You heard, I think I only gave the first verse. So there Krishna divided this kind of people into two groups. One is who have faith in the scripture, one is without any faith in the scriptures. Clear? So now this verse, today's verse, are those, as you can see, Viddhihinam asastranam. Viddhi means there is no rules regulation. They don't want to follow any rules regulation. Just whimsically, whatever they want, they will do. So that is called Viddhihina. No proper direction. And then asastranam. Asastranam means which is not mentioned in the Shastra, that is scriptures. Then mantrahinam, without any Vedic mantra. Vedic mantra, Om Tad Vishnu Parampadam Sada Pasyanti Surya. Just like that, all the Veda mantras, they start with Om. But here, we see this kind of people who are in mode of ignorance, their faith is in mode of ignorance, they don't have any, they don't utter any mantra, or they utter their own mantra, which is not mentioned in the scriptures, which is not suitable for this yuga, like that. Then adakshinam without any remuneration. Dakshina means the priests, they do the yajna and we have to give them something. Otherwise, they will it will not be a complete. Then Shraddha Virahitam. Shraddha means faith. They don't have any firm faith. Virahitam means without any faith. Jagyam. Jagyam means sacrifice. So what kind of people they are? Tamasam Parichakshate. Tamasam means mode of ignorance they are in. Okay. So that is the meaning of direct meaning. So what is actually sacrifice? All of you been hearing. So out of many sections till now Krishna has told that there are three kinds of people depending on the mode. They are in goodness, passion and ignorance. And there are three types of food Krishna has told, three types of charity, three types of sacrifice. So now what is a sacrifice? Normally we think sacrifice means I sacrifice for somebody. Oh, I sacrifice my life. Just like we see recently this war was there, India, Pakistan. So many soldiers, I think both sides, they died. So, and they got the big reward, Paramvira Chakra or so many things they got. So they also sacrificed their life. It is in one sense. So these are the material things. Even though it is for a higher cause, they are sacrificing life, it is not a small thing. If you ask us, how many of us will go to the warfare? Very difficult, isn't it? So, so it depends on the understanding. But spiritually speaking, what is a sacrifice? How to please Vishnu or how to please Krishna. That is called sacrifice. Jagya Purusa. Who is Jagya Purusa? Vishnu. The other name of Jagya is Vishnu. And one of the incarnation of Krishna is Jagya. That is also there. So sacrifice, so you can see in this verse, how many things are there without any vidhi, direction, or without any shastra, without any mantra, without any dakshina, and without faith. So 5 things are there. So for any sacrifice to be ideal or successful, so it has to be mentioned in the scripture, it should be followed by sumptuous distribution of prasadam, which is offered to the Lord, and it should be accompanied by Vedic hymns. Just like you remember in Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj, he was doing a huge sacrifice. That was, I think, 100th to become Indra. So then what happened? There are so many disturbances came. Not disturbance actually, Lord himself came as Bhaman Dev. He took away everything from Bali. At the end, Sukracharya, he was also, abandoned by Bali Maharaj. So finally what was mentioned in that canto? It is mentioned that the sacrifice is incomplete. Isn't it? There is nothing left out for Bali Maharaj to give. So what happened? He did Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So if you chant the Vedic mantra, the Kali Yuga, what is the sacrifice prescribed? Hare Nama, Hare. So Harinam, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra he chanted, then all the obstacles immediately got eradicated. And the sacrifice was successful. That is what is known as Mantrahina, mantra. Adakshina means, nowadays it has become a business. You go to any temple, the pandas, not in our ISKCON of course, they take in a different way. They give Srila Prabhupada books and they take the whole life. That is another thing. But at least in other temples we see, the priests, they are very, like in Jagannath Puri we see, even in Vrindavan, they are always thinking of how many 500 notes are there in this gem, right? So but why we should give the priest anything? Because they are pandas. Like many of us go to Nandagaon, Barsana, the pandas are there. They will explain what pastime happened. They will glorify the Lord. They will give us some prasadam, some gifts, some prasadi, mala or some bastra mala. So that is why we have to give them something. There is nothing wrong about it. But nowadays it has been unscrupulous or unqualified priests. They are taking all these kind of reminiscence. And sometimes there are many people, especially in this category, they will bargain. Suppose they call for a sacrifice at their home. At the end of the sacrifice, they will tell the priest, is it okay if you take 100 rupees instead of 500? This is called in mode of ignorance. You should never, it is a very bad, this thing. You should be very magnificent, what do you call, munificent. Whatever he asks, just give. One time, but still we bargain. so misfortune. Then it will not be beneficial to us. It will have no use to our, any of these factors which are lacking, then this sacrifice will be a failure. So that is the thing. And then it should be a full faith, Shraddha. This is the main thing. So the type of sacrifice a person does, it shows in which mode he is. Right? So let us see. And sacrifice also, in the previous verses you have heard, in the 11th and 12th verse, that is in mode of goodness and passion. There it is mentioned that sacrifice to be done is a matter of duty. Just like we come to temple every day. Whether you are in Grahastha Ashram or Brahmacharya Ashram, we come to the temple. What for we come? To pay obeisances to the Lord. To say thank you, you have given so much to me in my life. And also have his darshan, do some seva, do some kirtan. And there are so many activities we do. And the same thing, archan, people do archanam. Nowadays this thali is available. Bandhanam, they pray their heartful prayer. There are 10 types of prayer, Rupa Goswami mentions. So out of that, some prarthanatmika and daina bodhatmika and lalasamai. There are 3 types of prayers the devotees they offer, and they do some seva. And they do some, they offer their gratitude. I am very grateful to you. This is a must for all of us. If you are not doing that, we are simply just coming, and it's called niyamagraha. Niyamagraha means without any, this thing will not get the result. So at least so many things Lord is giving. At least from a core of our heart, what is the difficult in saying thank you? Ideally speaking, we should get some flower, some fruits, something for the Lord, or something to offer, or some vastra, cloth, or some, at least nothing is there, put few rupees in the hundi, or at least that also we don't have. With folded hand, we can say from the heart of our, core of our heart, thank you so much Krishna, you have given so much which I don't deserve. That is how a devotee should do. So let us see, sacrifice, as I said, The definition, if you see, how to please the Lord, how to glorify the Lord, how to do some seva for the Lord, how to do some activities, right? And how to surrender. These are the various steps of sacrifice. Sorry. And offering bhoga. Nowadays, this they have started. Of course, in some of the temples they don't allow, like Jagannath Puri, they won't allow any outside bhoga. But here, at least, you can get it cooked from your home. You can get here if you are Brahman initiated. So many festival opportunities are also there. So then, offering the bhoga is also a sacrifice. And distribution the prasadam or khichdi counter, 19,000, 20,000 people they honor khichdi. That is a sacrifice. Sacrifice is not just doing a homo, om swaha, om vishnave namah. No, that is not. That is for karma kandis. So what is the sacrifice for Kali Yuga? Krishna is telling in 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Amongst all the sacrifice, I am japa jagya. I am chanting of the holy name. So that is the sacrifice for this. So there are many types of sacrifices which has been advised. So then coming back to Bhagavad Gita, in the 3rd chapter, Krishna says, Lord Vishnu, when he started creating this universe, all this material creation he did. For what he did all these things? What was the purpose? The purpose is to perform sacrifice. He created all human beings, all 84 lakh species of animals and birds and beasts, trees and all this, aquatics. So, what was the purpose? He is ordering, do sacrifice. That was the first instruction of Lord Vishnu. To encourage sacrifice. That was the cause of designing this material world. And then, Krishna is telling, my dear, he is telling those at least human being, just doing this sacrifice, whatever, even material desire, forget about spiritual desire, all your material desires will be fulfilled. Just see, just doing by this sacrifice. And Kali Yuga, it's very easy, don't have to spend anything. Just sit and chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So in the beginning, Krishna created this process of sacrifice, the ingredients of sacrifice and the big whole population. Then he said, may all your desires get fulfilled. May you get everything you desire, everything you need just by doing this sacrifice. Then you will be happy and finally you get liberated from the cycle of birth and death. That was the purpose. So then once this sacrifices started by various human beings, of course, then the demigods were very much pleased. The devatas, Indra, Charan, Varuna, Chandra. So when they are pleased, they supplied all the necessities like Vayudev, air, and they, all these demigods. So Devata, and that is demigods and human together, they cooperated with each other. Then what was the outcome? There was huge prosperity. We are all saying happy Diwali, happy birthday, so many all happy. New Year recently went. So we are thinking a prosperous life. So then unless we do sacrifice, there is no question of prosperity. But once the sacrifice is done, the result has to be offered to the demigods as well. We cannot just take our quota and without sharing to the demigod. Then it will be an offense. Then that's why Krishna is telling those who don't offer to the demigod, they are called thieves. That is in the 3rd chapter. Jagya sishta sana santo muchyante sarva kilvisa bhunjate te togham papam jepachyante atma karana. This is a beautiful verse in 3rd chapter. Jagya sishta sana. Jagya means sacrifice. Sishta usinna means the remnants of Jagya. After offering to Lord Vishnu, so it becomes prasadam. That is called Jagya Sishtasana. Santo, who will take? Santa, those who are devotees. Of course, prasad is for everybody. By taking honoring prasadam, one becomes devotee. Chaitanya Charitamrita says. So, and also muchyante sarvakalas. Muchyante means they get relieved from all the sinful actions. Jagannath Puri is so famous for that. Lakhs of people every day they will honor Jagannath Mahaprasad. Then bhunjate te togham papam. The second line Krishna is telling, in case you are taking for your own sense gratification without the desire to satisfy me or the demigods, you are what you are doing? You are eating sin. Tantogatam papam je pachyante atma karanat. Then in the next 2 verses he is telling how this sacrifice, there is a cycle. In the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, if you see, he is telling, Annad bhavati bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavaha jagyat bhavati parjanyo jagya karma samudbhavaha. So, these steps you see, first Krishna is telling, Annad bhavati bhutani. There are 5 stages, Annabhuta, then Pranabhuta, and then Jnana, Vijnana, and what is the last one? Ananda, Anandamaya. They are the 5 stages of realization of the Brahman. There are 5 Brahman realization. So first is Annamaya. Annamaya means all the living beings, they subsist on the food particle. So where the food particle comes, so that is why it is named Annad Bhavati Bhutani. From Anna, our body gets formed. Right? The soul comes from Krishna, of course. Then Parjanyat Anna Sambhavada. Where from the Anna, the rice and all these anads, they come from by doing the rain. Because of the rain, all these things come. So where from rain comes, Jagyat Bhavati Parjanya. So one time Prabhupada was in Hyderabad, all of you know, I am just repeating it. Na? 3 years, na Prabhuji? 3 years there was no rain. And Prabhupada said, just chant, do Sankirtan. Immediately, within very next day, I think, it rained for 2-3 days. So then people are, oh Prabhupada, really this works. None of these scientifics, they tried all these artificial fluorine, so many things they tried. Yes, so all failed. So this is the proof, and many examples are there, many examples. In foreign countries, Prabhupada was there, he had proved it practically. Then Hare Krishna Mahamantra became so popular. Then Jagya Karma Samudbhava. So how Jagya comes? By doing karma. Karma means prescribed duty. Wherefrom we will know? From the Vedas. Veda. And who gives the Veda? Is given by Krishna. So then, what is the duty of the living being? To offer all the ingredients to Krishna. That is Bhoga. So that is how the cycle goes on. So from Vishnu, Krishna, the Vedas come. From Veda, the knowledge of prescribed duties come. From prescribed duties or karma, then what comes is the Jagya. And from Jagya, that is sacrifice, what comes is the rain. From rain, then become Anna, that the rice and all these vegetables. And after eating that, the human being become formed. And from the human being, when he offers to Krishna, so that is how the cycle starts. That is called sacrifice cycle. So then, after this, Krishna is telling in the 4th chapter, from 25 to 33 verses, Krishna is telling, one can attain the ultimate knowledge, transcendental knowledge of Krishna simply by doing sacrifice. That is another application of sacrifice. Why one should do sacrifice? So, in that, Krishna says, what is the purpose of Jagya? In that he says, first of all, our senses will be restrained. We can control our senses. All the sinful reactions will be eradicated. And we will get the transcendental knowledge about the God simply by doing the sacrifice. And Jnana and Ananda. Then one becomes very blissful, become very happy by just doing the sacrifice. Then finally, what is the goal of Jnana? Ultimate, the summit is the Bhakti, Krishna consciousness. So that is how then Krishna in the next subsequent verses, he categorizes the types of sacrifice. He says the karma yogis, they do, what kind of sacrifice they do? Demigod worship, different demigods they worship, right? That is also one sacrifice. And then these Jnanis, they worship the Brahman, impersonal Brahmajyoti. That is the Jnanis do. So that is called Jnana Jagya. There are various types of Jagya, Karma Jagya, Jnana Jagya. Then the Brahmacharis, those who control their mind. So that is also one Jagya, Manasa Jagya. And then the Grahasthas, those householders. So they sacrifice the sense objects or the sense gratification in the fire of what? Self-control. It is there in the 4th chapter. They restrain their sense as much as required. For the ideal grahastha is very difficult now. Prabhupada says it's practically not there. Very, very rare. But still it is the safest ashram amongst all. And the Patanjali yogis, what do? They control the life air. They are the 6 third chakras, and then they control the senses. That is Patanjali yogi. There are various types of other jagyas like Dravya Jagya. Dravya Jagya means those who offer they give some charity, they Vastra, cloth and food, Annadana, they medicines, so many things they do. They make school, colleges for anath ashram, so many things are there. So that is called Dravya Yajna. So better than Dravya Yajna is Jnana Yajna. And there is something called Tapo Yajna, when doing austerity. So austerity also, one soul gets purified. In 18th chapter Krishna says 3 things one should not give up: charity, sacrifice and tapasya. Austerity. Then Yoga Yajna. Yoga Yajna means these mystic yogis, those Anima, Laghima, all those Ashtanga, Siddhis. Then Swadhyaya Jnana Yajna. Swadhyaya means reading the scriptures, like we are discussing Bhagavad Gita. So that is also one Yajna. This we are doing Gita Yajna. And distributing Bhagavad Gita, that is also one Yajna. So many Yajnas are there. Whole life is full of Yajna. Anything which is meant to satisfy Vishnu is Yajna. That's it. So then Pranayama Yajna. There are some people who control their breathing air, and then they reduce their eating so that their senses can control. So like that, there is various types of Yajna. So then now let us come to the point, what is the importance of sacrifice? We are discussing so many, today the last verse, there are out of 3. That is ignorance, yesterday it was passion, and day before yesterday you heard about the goodness. So let us see what is the importance. All of you in your home, you must be paying electric bill, yes or no? If you don't pay, there will be cut, no electricity. Nowadays big problem. Immediate they cut. Earlier days they used to give some grace period. So on that particular day, if you don't pay, finish. Water supply, if you don't pay, then no water supply. Similarly, are we paying anything for the rain we are receiving, for the air we are breathing, for the sunlight, for the moon? So many. So all of us are practically debtors. We are indebted to so many people. Who are they? Or we can say we are defaulters. This is a very nice verse in 11th canto, 5th chapter, verse number 41. There, the Navajogendras. Now, who is the Navajogendra? Karbhajan. Karbhajan is telling to King Nimi. What is saying? Devarsi bhutatmanam pitrinam nakinkaro nayam rini charajan sarvatmana jaha saranam saranyam gato mukundam parihartya kartam. So who is telling? Deva Rusi. Deva, I mean, there are so many demigods. They are supplying practically all the material necessities are supplied by 33 crores of demigods. You know, Vayudev, Chandradev, Indradev, Varundev, so many departments are there. Department heads are there. And the Rishis, Deva Rishi. Rishi means all the sages. They are given so many scriptures. Vyasdev, volumes and volumes of scriptures. Yes or no? So we should read those scriptures. Otherwise we are indebted. And for Devatas, if you are chanting Hare Krishna, none of the, you are get rid of all the debts. Such a easy method Mahaprabhu has given. Namo Mahavadannaya. Then Bhuta. Bhuta means any living being. So many living beings are there. We are getting some help, like cows, some animals. We are getting so many help from them, isn't it? So how to repay the debts? So there we have to surrender. Saranam saranyam. So then Nrina, Apta. Apta means family members, relatives. The mother, father, their our brother, sister, they help us in various ways. They raise us, they arrange for our studies, they feed us, so many things. And then Pitrinam, our forefathers, father, they did so many for us. Their properties we are enjoying, right? And they have made so many arrangements for us. But what we are doing for that? Nothing. Then we are indebted. If you are indebted, you can never go back to Godhead. You will be only revolving in the birth-death cycle. Then na kinkaro nayam. Kinkaro means their debtors, servants. Nayam rini charajan. O king, Nimi, listen. All these are the rinas, all these are the debts. So then he is telling next term, Sarvatmana jaha saranam saranyam. Sarvatmana means those with the whole being. That means all this thing, all the creatures, all the living here, they should jaha saranam. They should take shelter. Whom? Saranyam. Saranyam is the person who is worthy of taking shelter of. That is Lord Krishna. Then what will happen? Gata mukundam. Gata means see most of the brahmacharis, sannyasis or banpastis, they give their household life. They may be in the family life initially, then they live their household life. They join ashram. So are they not living everything? So that is called Gata Mukundam. Such a great sacrifice they are doing. all the facilities they are giving up. What for? Na pariharte kartum. So they have no more. They are immediately freed from all doubts, all debts. So that means just by surrendering to Krishna, all the other debts, all these Devarsi, Rusi, Bhuta, Atma, Apta, all these debts we are get rid of. And Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Aham sarvasya pravamatta sarvam pravartate iti matta bhajante mamam dudhamam. So Krishna is telling, I am the source of everything. So since I am creating everything, so all the things which are being created should take shelter of me. That is what Krishna is demanding. Then you will be free just by taking. So surrender is so important. Bhagavad Gita tells how to surrender. Then see, many times we see these sannyasis and all, they wherever they go, people give them very respect. They touch their food, they pay obeisances, they invite them to their home, they feed them, they give them donations, clothing, so many things they do. But on the other hand, if you see, they have given so much sorrow to their parents. Literally they cry when they leave their home. For the months and years, the parents keep crying. Oh, I made him study, but he left home, and what a pitiable situation. But what answer Krishna is telling through these words, Karavajan is telling, Navajogendra is telling to Nimi, no, they are doing for a higher cause, to achieve a higher goal of life. That is why they are worshipable, they are praiseworthy, they are respectable. That is what Karavajan is clearing that doubt. So they, just like we know, Shastra Bhagavatam says, for the higher cause, the lower duties can be neglected. So they become exalted devotees. Just now, I was just telling, recently you must have heard, Ukraine war was there, Russia, Ukraine. What are the other country they are fighting was going on? One more, Iraq or some, pardon? What? Palestine? Venezuela. So there also many people are sacrificing their life. But is it a dharma juddha? No. That is what Krishna is in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, if it is a dharma juddha, if it is a religious war, then what will happen? Even if you die, you will go to Sargaloka. If you are a winner, you will enjoy this material world. But that is the difference. So that is not a sacrifice. The Mahabharata war is a sacrifice. Somebody is dying, sacrificing his life, he is getting promoted. Practically they saw Krishna face to face, and what Sarga? They went to Brahmajyoti and beyond that, it seems. So this is the difference. One should go for a dharma juddha, not adharma juddha. Here they are doing for selfish. And similarly, we see when the sacrifices are not done, like we don't chant our rounds, that day all the Maya will attack like anything. Similarly, we see those, like in 4th canto, Prithu Maharaj, he was very upset with Mother Earth. Why you have stopped all the supply, all the herbal supply of the vegetables, the seeds, all this supply was stopped. That is because people are demoniac. They stop this sacrifice. Then that is the law of nature. The people are penalized for their mistake, not doing the sacrifice. So similarly, as I said, the electricity bill, if you pay regularly, nowadays phone pay, Paytm, so many things. Or at home also you can immediately pay. So immediately that current is resumed. Otherwise it will be cut off. So the thing is, we don't recognize. What is the purpose of reading this, hearing Bhagavad Gita is, let us recognize what all, so many benefits we are getting from Krishna, which we don't deserve. That is why a devotee who is in a mood of goodness, he is always he's having strong gratitude. He is always thankful to the Lord, thankful to the Vaishnavas, thankful to his Guru, thankful to the superiors. So that attitude, but those who have passion, they are always greedy. Krishna has given so much, still they will come to the temple and ask Krishna, give me this, give me that job, give me money. So, condemned people there. That's what Shastra is condemning them. And mode of ignorance, they do opposite. They disturb Krishna and Radha. Like people are coming to Vrindavan and doing all nuisance. So the Juga Dharma, as I said, the sacrifice this Kali Yuga is Krishna Marnam Tusa Krishnam Sangha Pangastu Parsadam Jagge Sankirtane Praya Jajanti Sumedasa. There it is mentioned 11th canto, 5th chapter and verse number 32. So There we see the Sumedasa, those are very intelligent, they don't have to do so many things, they just chant their rounds attentively without any offenses, then all the dates they are. So many people they ask me also, why you, some of us, those who have left their family life, then they ask, oh, you left this, you have neglected, or then I quote this sloka. Do you remember what Bhagavatam says? This is the sloka, this is the words. You have no more dates. But the problem is, are we fully surrendered or not? Then it won't act. Then we will have the consequence. So, there is a nice example. I remember one time, one patient was admitted in a hospital. I am a medical man, so I have a couple of examples which I heard or witnessed. So, one time we give the prescription. Okay, you nurse, you give these injections to the patient and give these pills. Then we went away. And the nurse, and that patient, he was having a very difficulty in sleeping, sort of insomnia. So many days he didn't sleep. But somehow or other, coming to the ICU, he was so, I don't know what happened, he slept at around 9 p.m. She was deep asleep. She was literally snoring. And 11 o'clock was the dose of the tablets. Then the nurse is coming, get up, take this tablet. Arey Baba, he is already sleeping. What is the need of giving a sleeping pill? The point I am telling you this is what in this mentioned in this verse, Viddihinam. Means there is intention. We should have a proper intention of doing any sacrifice or any work. So one may be acting religiously, but without proper intent and knowledge, then he is in mode of ignorance. So another time, one person I met here in the temple, he was very active, new person, he was not a devotee. Then he said, Prabhuji, I want to help others. I said, why don't you go to the help desk, we have help desk, 1 or 2 are there, you just stand there. Then after 2 days, he came to me and he said, no, I can't. I said, what happened? 2 days back you were so enthusiastic, he said, I want to help others. So then I asked him, okay, your intention may be good, but you don't have the knowledge. So 2 things are required, intention with the proper knowledge. That is the meaning of Viddihinam or Shastranam. Shastra gives us the knowledge and the proper direction, and it also tells us what is the purpose we are doing.
Viddihinam or Srushtanam?
Asristanam. Asastranam without any shastric. So another time, one patient was there in ICU. He was very, he was having some post-typhoid, he was recovering. Typhoid fever was there. So in typhoid fever, doctors, we restrict the diet, only khichdi or only dalia, no more. So he was taking, so suddenly one of his friend came, oh, you are taking this, how will recover? So immediately he went and he packed some nice chili chicken or something like that. And he came, he was not a devotee. So he just gave to, so this is the point where without any, his intention is good. He is thinking, let him recover. But he has no knowledge. So this is where both are required. Most of the times people intention may be good, but proper knowledge we get from Shastra, Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. And in other words, and direction, Vidhi means, direction means, for example, we want to pay, deposit some bill, electricity bill or some mobile bill. Then if you go to a post office and put it there, will it go? So we have to go to the counter. Similarly, that is where he is saying, the process is wrong, the vidhi is wrong, then the result is catastrophe. It's just opposite. There are so many examples. I think in Srimad Bhagavatam it is mentioned. Slightest mistake in the mantra, reciting the mantra, recitation, it will have an opposite effect. What is that example? Vritrasura? What is it? Vritrasura? Yes. So similarly, we have to be careful. And then another time, this is called mantrahinam adakshinam. There is another example is, one time, just like in our hospice, Bhaktivedanta hospice, at the end of their life, people used to come there and they used to stay there, and the last part, they used to play Prabhupada Kirtan, Harinam, they used to read Gita Bhagavatam. So the soul, before leaving the body, he or she hears. So then this thing, this is in Vrindavan, but in another place there is another hospice in somewhere in Mumbai. So the person, he thought, let me put some very nice LED TVs, so that the people who are dying, they will see some Bollywood songs. That was his concept. Thus see, and what was the, after the time of death, he will get the current destination. That is what. So then that is what. And mantra hinam, as I said, mantra, Vedic mantra has to be, the qualified brahmanas should be there. But the easiest is Hare Krishna Mahamantra, as in Sukracharya's case. Adakshinam, as I said, we have to pay to the, because he is giving the knowledge, the priest who is preaching to us, who is telling about the Lord, the importance of the place, the leelas, the pastimes, we must pay him good remuneration. I remember one pastime in Jagannath Leela, when before Jagannath temple was built, King Indradumna, he was the king of Avanti. He travelled all the way with all his people, and then Narad Muni was also accompanying. Then he performed 1000 Aswamedha Yajnas, her sacrifice, 1000, to purify the place before the, and then Lord Narasimhadev also, he came to that place. Then just behind the Gundicha temple, you will find a big Narasimha temple is there. So there, nowadays they are also doing this kind of mode of ignorance, that's Yajna. I have seen so many times. So then the prasadam was served. You know how all the demigods from Indra, all these big demigods, they came, and they were served in golden plates, this Mahaprasad. Just imagine, what a opulent thing. And whatever they wanted, the brahmanas, number of cows, gold, just they wanted, they are giving. So that is in mode of goodness. So to perform a sacrifice is, you cannot even imagine. Then half of the salary, what half? Whole salary will go. So better to chant Hare Krishna. So then another thing is this Vidhinam. I remember one Prabhupada used to quote this pastime very nicely. One time there was a marriage was happening. So the bridegroom and bride, they to do Sat Feri, 7 times they have to around the fire. So 6 times they finished. Just at the end of 7th time, suddenly a cat passed in front. You must have heard this. So suddenly the mother-in-law was there. Oh, stop! Don't move, stay there only. Then immediately the cat was running here, there. Everybody was running behind the cat, and finally they got a bamboo basket, and they, with a lot of difficulty, they they captured the cat. And then they said, now the mother-in-law said, okay, now you can move. Then it was over. Then they delivered 2 children, and the son also, after 25 years, when the son was getting married, and then I said the daughter was getting married, the daughter said, my mother, she also had a cat and basket, bring one cat and basket. So that is what called as param. So they do whimsically. So we see type of worship. I have seen many people, you go to villages, some absurd thing is not at all mentioned in any scriptures, any authorized scripture. They will do just whimsically. The type of thing they offer, the type of mantra, you cannot understand anything, no purity, nothing. So this is what they call parampara. This wrong way of worshipping. Because they have their faith. It is going his father, it's called parampara. Ritik. And some places in Mumbai, you see Ganeshji will be with a flute. Where Ganesh will hold flute? This is something very absurd. It's an insult. Actually, Krishna is there, and another place, Ganesh is the mobile phone. Hello Krishna, hello, he's talking like that. I have seen. And there will be competition. One big Ganesh is there, I have seen many times. In Ganesh Chaturthi, they will do 10 days festival. This is called Vidhihinam. They just so many abnormal things. I saw one Ganeshji is playing cricket. So these are called concocted idea. They will create it their own and they will do it. And if you say chant Hare Krishna, they will rebellious to us. So because there is no knowledge and direction. Another time, Prabhupada writes in the purport actually. That is called faithlessness. Whatever example I gave. So of religiosity. ceremonial shows of religiosity is not accepted as genuine. So one time one sadhu was traveling in a train. I'm giving nice examples. So in that train he had a tilak of three, yeah, like. So he said, the TTI came, train ticket inspector. He said, where you are going? Oh, I am going to Ajodhya to see Lord Rama's birthplace. Okay, so the ticket. Ticket? What ticket? Okay, then better you go. Then you have to go to birthplace of Krishna. Krishna was born in jail, so you have to go to the jail. So that is how they, you say that's so off. So there are many examples like distribution of prasadam. As I said, like Govardhan Leela. After Govardhan Leela, so all the Brajavasis they were fed. Aniorgaon village is still there. And Madhavendra Puri he performed. One time Srila Prabhupada, he didn't have anything to offer. That is the without any prasadam. This should not be. Sardhaviratam, mantrainam, asastranam. Asastranam means without any prasadam. So Prabhupada didn't have anything to, so he cut the apple into many pieces, little apple he gave to everybody. So that is why the mood of an acharya. So, so these are the regions. So the examples are many examples are there in the scriptures like Daksha. Daksha, he was performing the sacrifice and he offended Lord Shiva, and what was the outcome, you know? He was beheaded, and all the sons of Brahma, they were like Bhrugu, the tooth, some beard was, so many things happened. So there are Hiranyakashipu also, he also used to do sacrifice. But in Kali, this Kali pujakas. So basically the bottom line is this mode of ignorance people on tamaguna, they skip some mantras. Suppose a mantra is difficult, no need to tell that mantra, forget it, then it will be ineffective. Or they they stop some rites which are difficult to perform. So that is also in mode of ignorance. And as I said, they bargain the priest, they sometimes to insult. So many things are there, the mode of ignorance. So that is that ends the discussion today. So next Krishna is going to describe the different kind of austerity that we will hear from tomorrow. So today we discussed what is the sacrifice, what is the purpose of sacrifice, and we discussed various examples, how we should not skip any mantra, we should be, and especially Kali Yuga, if nothing is, like Prabhupada, he constructed this building, temple. He thought, he said nothing is required, only Hare Krishna mantra. But then others people, what they will do? Nobody will come. So Prabhupada did all the yajnas. He also do havan, all these things he did, just to impress the traditional local brahmanas. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
A quick question. In the mode of goodness, it's duty. So you have a sacrifice performed by a brahmana, and how do you know he hasn't made any mistakes?
Brahmanas, Kali Yuga, there are very few Brahmanas are there. Brahma iti janati Brahmana. Prabhupada has become so merciful, he is giving Brahmana initiation to all of us. But Brahmana means those 9 qualities: Sama, Dama, Tapa, Saucham, Shanti, Arjamam, Jnana, Karma, Svabhajam. Jnana, Vijnana, Astikyam, Brahma, Karma, Svabhajam. So those 9 qualities, in Prahlad, in the 7th canto of Bhagavatam, there are 12 qualities. So unless one has the Brahmanical qualities, he is not called a Brahmana, actually. So you said, nowadays, your question is, the Brahmanas, they are not doing proper.
Well, how do we know
Yes.
that they're doing the proper thing?
But if we know the mantra, we can hear. Like most of the times, they don't utter properly because they have to finish the puja, go to the next to get their money. Their business is to get money. Yeah.
They're professionals.
They are professionals. That's what Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna. That is the better way of doing a yajna.
So you're saying that whatever defects may have been there, that you should add to
In the end of this chapter, Krishna will tell how to see why Krishna is describing mode of ignorance, mode of passion. It is not proper. Mode of goodness, okay, to some extent it is there. But the other modes, Krishna says, just by adding Om Tat Sat before the Yajna, then everything will get rectified. So that is what Krishna will tell in the end of the chapter. So that's why there are some shortcuts also. But many times it happens the person who has arranged this big, he has spent a lot of money. Unless you do this mantra ucharana, he will not be happy. He said, no. He will not call you. He'll not call the Brahmana again. So that is why they do some, that's what Prabhupada said, na? What is that? He said, show of religiosity. They do some showbazi, just to show others we are doing this. Actually, they are not qualified. Yes, Prabhu.
So we see something was spoken about the mode of passion. A person's going to Krishna, give me this, give me that.
Yes.
So how is it as maybe devotees? What if I'm going to Krishna, help a friend, or help my child find a nice spouse, or help, is that also?
They are called Sakama Bhaktas. There are two types of devotees. One is with some expectation, one is without. Niskam and Sakam. It is there in the 3rd chapter. Yeah.
Then we see Jayadev Goswami, never any interest, right?
Yeah.
Married. But then there was one Brahmin, right? Jagannath Puri.
Yes.
He had his daughter, he's praying to Lord Jagannath, and he had a dream and he sent her off. So is that also?
Jayadev Goswami, you know a fact, how he could write the Gita Govinda, which is a so higher rasa, because he never had even once conjugal relation with his wife. His wife was just acting as an assistant to him to write this literature. This is the fact. And who is Jayadev Goswami? He is not an ordinary conditioned soul like us. He is a direct expansion of Lord Jagannath. It is there.
That I understood was as he's rejecting her to marry, she says, "I'll kill myself."
Yes.
And then he said, "Okay, well, you just stay here.
Yes.
I'm going to take bath, right?" And then
Yes.
And then Krishna wrote.
Yes. Dehi Padapallavam. Yes.
Now, was
Udaram.
that priest Jagannath Puri in Maya because he was praying to Krishna for his daughter to find a good husband?
No, actually these are all Krishna's arrangement. Krishna, in this particular type of cases, you see any marriages which happen between the Rishis and some of the Daksha's daughters, there are so many examples, Atri and Anusaya, so many. There are 100 examples are there. These are all the supreme will of Krishna. Got my point? So that is not.
If my wife is praying that her son gets a good husband, she's a Sakama devotee.
Yes, actually that's what Krishna is demanding. You should not have any desire. But if he is praying that may my son have a devotee wife, at least they can serve Krishna. That is a better way of. But a pure devotee never asks anything from Krishna. He says, "How I can serve you? You have given me so much. I am indebted. I have to pay the debts. How can I ask you anything more?" In other words, whatever is destiny for my son to get a girl, it's fine. The pure devotee's mood is like that. But as you said, some desire is there. Even we also go to Krishna, we cry, "Oh, our sadhana is not this, that." Yeah. Isn't it? So we are not at that stage, but we will slowly, on the guidance of the spiritual master, if we serve him, we follow his instructions, then gradually one day will come, the mood will come, how to only serve Krishna. And we get that internal pleasure by serving Krishna. So that's why Krishna is mentioned in the 7th chapter, Artha Artharthi Jigyansu Jnani. They are also good people. At least they are coming to me. They are pious people. But if they get association of a pure devotee, they can become as a devotee. Then Krishna describes the various types of devotees, like Misra Bhaktas, Pradhanibhuta, Gunibhuta Bhaktas. Then he says Ananya Bhakta, that is pure devotee. So in the gradations are there. Raya Ramananda also tells in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Gradual. First he says Varnasrama, then Karma Tyaga, then Karma Misra Bhakti, Jnana Misra Bhakti, then Jnana Tyaga. So like that he also goes.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama